Good morning, traders. Welcome to this week's Elliott Wave Forex and Cryptocurrency Market Analysis webinar. I hope you had a wonderful week. It's been quite a busy week with quite some market moves, especially as it relates to the pound pairs. But it's nothing that we did not forecast in this webinar as usual. Right. So we're gonna carry on with the week's analysis. This will be the last webinar for the year. We are not going to have one next week. So the next webinar will resume in the first week of January 2019. So wish you all a wonderful holiday, and may you enjoy it and be safe with your families. And I hope you made a lot of money this year. And if you didn't, there's still next year. You can still learn and do well. All right, so let's get started. First and foremost, if you're watching for the first time, we've got timestamps on all my videos. So if you go to the description of any of my videos, you will find that we've got timestamps. I just have not put in timestamps in the last 4 webinars. Okay, I've not had time in the last 4 webinars. Let me just check a video that has got timestamps so you can see what it looks like. So just get one here quickly. So much clutter here. Let's see. If you go to my channel on any of my videos, you'll find timestamps nicely laid out in such a way that if you're looking for any specific chart on these webinars, I don't know why this is taking so long to open up. Okay, I needed to open all of that. So you go to any of the videos, if you go to click on show more, you will find timestamps for each and every pair that's going to be discussed in this webinar. So you can just click on any link on the pair and it will take you straight to the analysis of that pair. So these are typically the pairs that we discuss in these webinars, and they will be timestamped here. So you can always refer this. If you have got some time over the holidays, you can also go into my channel and just pick any pair and track it back to all the webinars and just see how this forecasting tool works. It works amazingly well. All right, so talking about the timestamps in the previous videos, I'm looking at this one now. Oh no, man. Okay, welcome back. Sorry for the slight interruption. So still talking about the previous videos, I was looking at this one randomly. I was looking at silver and what the forecast was last week, and you could see that this was the forecast last week, and you had this move on silver to the upside, and we're expecting this move on silver and then down. So we have been following and tracking each and every single move here on all these pairs. So, but we're going to talk about silver and gold when we start with the analysis. All right, so as far as the course is concerned, we are currently completing our last course on Tuesday this week. So the next course is only going to be February 2019. So anybody who's still interested to learn, send me an email to inquire about the course. If you don't want to join the course now or in February, because the moment that you sign up for our group, you get all the video materials. So even if you're not attending the course and you want to learn over the holidays, you can still get access to the video material, because the whole course is fully recorded and available on videos when you sign up and get access to our group. Okay, so if you're interested in that and the course content and what is covered during the course, also as far as the timing is concerned as well, you'll find all that detail on the email that I will respond to you. So even if you prefer to contact me via WhatsApp, you can get immediate response in terms of that. All right, so we had a successful course. It's ending this Tuesday. Next course is starting on the 4th of February 2019. And our last webinar, this is our last webinar, as I already said in the beginning, which we are going to resume again in the first week of January. I'm just going to make sure of the date. So the second week of January is it's going to be Sunday the 6th. So these Sunday webinars are going to resume on Sunday the 6th. All right, let's carry on. So we're going to start again with the cryptocurrencies. Let's start with Bitcoin. So again, here on the cryptocurrencies, what I'm going to show you is what I've been showing you for the last couple of days. Is there anybody else who has got a problem with sound? If you've got a problem with sound, please send on the chat box. As far as I'm concerned, everything should be fine on your side. So you need to reset. Okay, so let's start with Bitcoin. Everything has been playing out as we have forecasted. So I'm going to show you the long-term view of Bitcoin, and I'm just expecting it to keep falling as far down as possible. As I said, it's time to accumulate the cryptocurrencies if they don't crash. Okay, so this is Bitcoin chart, and this is the this is what we've had for almost the last 6-7 months. We've been expecting this to come right down here to the bottom. Okay, so what are we expecting here? What do we see here? We see that we had a move down in 3 waves. We had a pullback here. So now we're getting this move that we're expecting to be a running, what looks like a running flat. It's not a running flat. We've got 3 waves down here in, but 3 waves here down here in red W, and we have this. Let's just see the move here. It's actually not like that. This is a running flat here. So let's just update this quickly. So you've got a running flat here in the middle. This 3-wave move in red is a running flat. Let's show it in green. We've got a flat correction there in green. And now we are looking for this to come down here. The one that's coming down here, that's why I've been saying Bitcoin is going to keep coming down in this move. And at some point here, we're going to expect that we get a move like this one. I'm drawing it here, but it's going to be happening around this area. So if a bit of a drop, pull back up, last drop to the downside. It's not going to be, let's just change the color here, and let me switch off this so that it does not become clouded. So we're going to have this last drop to the downside in yellow after this move. So this move I'm expecting here, the last down, and then we can expect Bitcoin to start pushing higher. Okay, I'm not saying that it's going to go past 0. This is just an annotation, because I know last time I did this, and so some people were worried that I'm saying we're going to go below 0. You cannot go below 0. So what does this structure look like? It looks like this. You've got this bigger correction here. This is what we're forecasting. You can see that this correction is not complete here. It has completed up to so far. This is what you have. Is it going to push further down? Okay, so we are only going to wait for an indication for a reversal here, and this reversal here is not the move. It's not this one. It's not this one. It will be this move. It will be this move here. I'm just drawing here just for the sake of clarity, so you can see the structure that we're looking at. And this structure, if you look at it, it is a WXY structure, and we're going to be looking for this to go all the way up. So if you look at this, it's a simple 3-wave structure. 1, 2, 3, and go. Why is this one going? Because we started with a move, correction, and then a move. Simple as that. That's what you're looking at. Okay, so that's the structure that we'll be looking at Bitcoin. So as far as the immediate analysis is concerned, you still looking for push to the downside until you see indication of reversal. We've got a system that we use to focus the reversal. So that system is almost fail-proof, because it avoids all the trades that would have gone wrong. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. We're gonna wait for it to show us any signs of reversal. So structure must confirm reversal. Let's see what you get here. Okay, looks like we're starting to have some divergence on the daily. So let's see how that goes on, how this goes. So far there is no indication for a reversal as far as the system is concerned. But the system, I'm not talking about the RSI. I'm talking about a full course that we do on the indicator that we use to confirm reversals. Okay, and reaction areas and confirmation of entries. So you'll see that most of the time I'll tell you that okay, we're expecting a move like a certain move, but there's an alternative. So the indicator will confirm the actual move that we're looking at. So it makes sure that you eliminate the wrong moves and you only take the right ones. Okay, so very accurate. So now Bitcoin, what you're looking for is slowing down to the downside still, until we get any signs of reversal. So far, no signs of reversal. Is to look for downside. Okay, that's Bitcoin. Litecoin, similar structure on Litecoin. Let's have a look here. Let's switch off here. So let's see here. We're starting to get some divergence here. So even on Litecoin, we've got a three-wave move to the downside. We had a pullback here. And this looks like a three-wave move to the downside. So let's just check something here. This is like a three-wave move to the downside. It's just that it goes very extended, so but it's a simple three-wave move to the downside. So even here, let's see, I think we are on the blue, we are in the blue box as far as Litecoin is concerned. So we are going to expect a move. This move is we're expecting to happen here, somewhere around here. Okay, but the structure will look something like this. I'm just drawing this for the sake of the clarity of the structure. So you'll have a structure like this. So I'm focusing a running flat here. It can even come here and retest the top and give you an expanding flat. But essentially, the structure that you're looking for is this one. 1, 2, 3. Why are we looking at that? Because we started with a big move to the upside, big impulsive move. So we'll expect a move like that. So it's simple. It's a simple move, a correction, and a move to the upside. So that's what we're going to be looking at. So this move that we're looking at now is this one. We are looking for this one, which is this move here. Okay. If I draw it here, it will not make structure. It will not make sense. It's because the structure will look quite funny. Because this is what I should have drawn here. If I had to follow structure exactly, you will not see this what I'm looking at. So this will be 1, 2. You'll have something like this. But essentially, this leg here, as far as size is concerned, is almost exactly the same. So it will be something like this. So it looks quite funny like this. And that's the move that we're looking at, like that. Okay? So that's why I was drawing it the way I did, just so you can see the structure clearly. And then we'll be looking for this. You see how it looks terrible like this. It looks terrible, but that's the move that we're looking at. And also, this is also a simple three-wave move, W, X, Y. Okay, it's actually the correct way of drawing it, but the other way I was drawing it so you can see clearly what the structure is that we're looking at. All right, and if you want somebody who likes a lot of numbers, this will be your A, B, C internally. Okay. Ask me why it's an ABC move. That's a whole course that you need to attend to understand the difference between ABC and WXY. Okay, so here you'll have also a WXY move internally here, and that is the structure. That's what you're following on the daily. Okay, lower degree, you're only simply waiting for continuation to the downside. We're actually here on the blue box. So anytime now, we're starting to get divergence, as I've shown here on the RSI. We're starting to get divergence, so we should get that move to the upside. But we're going to come back down, and then we go. Okay, not ready to go as yet. That is a Litecoin. Let us look at Ethereum. You can see that we forecasted all of these cryptocurrencies. We've been forecasting them for the last 8 months. Even the last couple of weeks, we looked at this correction and I said it's going to drop. That's what happened. All this correction, we forecasted them. All these corrections, it was all happening during the Sunday webinars, and we knew that it was just going to keep dropping. Here, we expected that it could possibly make a structure like this and drop, but the structure changed and just dropped without having a pullback. But either way, we're expecting a move all the way to the downside. Okay, so don't be alarmed with the blue box that is forecasted here. We've got a blue box here that is forecasted below the negative, minus 100. That is not possible. It is just the geometric projection that we have here as far as the tool that we use is concerned. So geometric projection or the blue box area, but it will not get to that area. Okay, so it will just go as close as possible to 0 as the rest of the cryptocurrencies are doing now before we get any type of reversal. Okay, so keep an eye. Looks like we're going to have a bit of a reversal here at some point. I think you should actually take that move when it reverses, because you don't know if that is the one that could eventually go. But I do not think that it will be the one that goes. I still think that we're going to have a move up. We're going to have a move down before we go. Okay, so most people will think, okay, the cryptocurrencies are recovering and then we're going, everybody wants to buy long term, but it will come back down here again. And when it comes back down with divergence also in the RSI, it will be a good confirmation that this corrective structure is complete and we are ready to go. Why are we going? Same with the other cryptos, this move, correction, and a move. Okay, so that's how that looks. And then Ripple, quite clear, much clearer than the others, because we've got a simple 5-wave corrective structure here, which is a move to the downside, correction here, running flat, and then we get another move here, and then we're getting this corrective structure here. So we're expecting here a move to the upside. So this is the move that we're going to be expecting on all the cryptocurrencies. You see this move that I keep talking about that will go up and then down. So on Ripple, it will be happening on the second correction of the 5-wave correction. What do we mean by 5-wave correction? We will actually call it the 11 swing sequence. There's a reason why we call it 11 swing sequence, because there's a specific way of trading it. Okay, so we're going to come down here, and then we're going to expect a move like this. So similarly with the rest of the structures, we had a move here. Let's draw it with a different color. We had a move here, correction, and a move up. That's it. The only difference between Ripple and the other cryptos is that the Ripple is making a 11 swing corrective structure, or a WXYXZ structure. So this should actually be a Z down here. So that's why we're expecting a move up, a move down before we actually go. Now, this making a move up and coming down with divergence also on the RSI will be confirmation that the cryptocurrencies are ready to go. So again, I'm not expecting anything below zero. It's just an annotation tool, guys. So expect this now to start making a move to the upside to come and complete this structure, which will be a 1, a 2, and a 3-wave structure. Then we'll expect a move down. Then we'll expect a move to the upside. Quite clear, quite clear. All right, so let's now move on to the US dollar pairs. We'll start with Euro US dollar. Let's start with the correlation between Euro US dollar and the DXY, working out perfectly as analyzed last week. Working out beautifully. Let's look at them in correlation. Bottom, you've got US dollar index. Let's put the US dollar, the DXY at the bottom, the dollar index. Top, you've got Euro US dollar. Okay. So this is the structure that we've been looking at all year. Let's see here. Okay, everything is in there. So much clutter with all those numbers there. So I'm gonna look to remove that just now. Okay, so let me just plot the structure with the numbers still on. So we have here on the euro, I'm gonna show this in detail also when we look at the individual chart of euro. So we've got a 1 here, we've got a corrective structure, which is 2, which is wave 2 there. I think euro is one of the simplest pair in the market right now because of this impulsive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Most people only know, only understand the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clearly. But as far as it comes to other charts, you still want to look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that do not exist. So let's look. You've got 1, 2 on the euro, on Euro US dollar right at the top. You also have 1 and a 2. But internally here, you've got a lower degree structure, which is a 1, 2, 3. We had a triangle here on the euro, which made a wave 4 in the lower degree and a wave 5. Okay, so after that, we're expecting that we're going to have a wave 4. So this wave 4, we expected it to play out a number of ways. I'll show that just now when I switch off. So I'm going to show the DXY structure as well. We also have 1, 2, 3, and what we call a running triangle here in wave 4 on the DXY. Okay, so also wave 4 on the DXY, and then a 5 here in green. So your wave 4 will be the yellow degree, and will be, I'm going to switch this off now. There's a specific reason why I want to end it there. So if you like the numbers, this is a 1, this is 2 in the higher degree. Same thing on the DXY, direct inverse correlation, 1, 2. And internally here on the green degree, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which completes the whole cycle internally here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Similarly on the DXY, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Complete. Now that completes wave 3 in yellow. Remember 1, 2. That is wave 3 that has been completed there in yellow. That is wave 4 completed there in yellow. That is wave 4 also completed here in yellow, and the wave 3 completed there. Now, we were looking for this to be either, this wave 4 could have been a flat correction like this and drop. but it looks like the wave 5 ended with an expanding diagonal on both the DXY and the Euro, which is why we are now looking at this piece here as an expanding diagonal in wave 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this fifth wave, which I forecasted 2 weeks back. So similarly here we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a wave 5, which we forecasted. So we're looking for this one to complete around this area, after which we are going to expect a pullback. So this will be a wave 5. Why we're expecting a pullback, I'll show you just now, giving you too much detail now. This will be an A, this will be an A. Okay, B, we're expecting a pullback here. Overall structure is showing us this is only the first leg of a correction. This is only the first leg of a correction. So we're going to expect a pullback in 3 waves and a continuation and a continuation. That's how the structure looks, and that's how it has been playing out. So if I just go to the Euro now, and visually you'll see that that's the move we forecasted, and that is how it's playing out. I'm going to go to the 4-hour. Let's go to the 4-hour now. So initially, this is how this played out. If you watch all the videos and how we've been looking for this move to come down. When this move started here, I expected that this was going to be a 3-wave move and we're going to come down here. That's what I expected. Okay, so last week, when this was making a move to the upside, we could clearly see that it was actually making a 1-2 correction there, and it's going to make it this move. And I showed that it's going to push higher and drop. Look what happened. Exactly what we said last week. So sometimes when you see a move, most people when they just see a move in a certain direction, they just want to follow it. Imagine if you just follow this move, you're going to lose money. But we could see that this move is only going to come back. So we only wait for the move to the downside. Why are we waiting for the move to the downside? If you look at the structure, we are looking for this to go for a wave 5, because it looks like we're making an expanding diagonal there. We're waiting for the wave 5, and we waited for it, and we've been tracking it as it was happening. So we're looking for it to keep continuing to the downside to go and complete. Minimum that it should be for us to call it a wave 5. Let's see if I can get this one up here. We would want our wave 5 to end. I'm looking for a fib number there. Okay, we will only call it a wave 5 if it gets to this level. As far as we're concerned, this is not a wave 5 yet. We want it to at least come to this level. Anything below that will be a different structure or a different pattern. Okay, so we're looking for this to continue to the downside. Still very bearish. No sign of reversal. So DXY also, as forecasted, we're looking for this to push higher. And indeed, we did push higher. Similarly, with Euro US dollar, this is how we tracked this move here. 3-wave pullback, and we're looking for this move to go and complete a wave 5 around that area before we get the pullback. Okay, so it's clear like that. So we look for corrective structures, and you can trade it up until the level that we spoke about, and then we're going to look for it to give us that pullback. So that pullback should be deep, so it can also be traded, but we'll update that as time goes on. All right, so that is Euro US dollar and the DXY. Now we can look at pound US dollar. Pound US dollar is making a very interesting structure. Last week I indicated that this is going to push lower, because even if I think we were actually here, so we could have had a move like this and then a drop. But as I said last week, our indicator is telling us that that structure will not be right. So we needed to drop, and it looks like we're going to drop some more here as far as the structure is concerned. The reverse, we don't have that reversal yet. We had a push higher here, and that got a few people excited because of the Theresa May issue, that she has won now. She's survived the vote of no confidence for now. So for us, it doesn't really matter, because we could already see the structure. We knew that it was going to drop around that level. So let's just look at the daily here quickly and see what's going on with pound. Still very bearish. So that move is not going to happen to the upside. It means that, let's just take this off here. So we're looking for this to continue to the downside, to continue dropping like that. Let's switch this off here. So we had a move down here. we had a correction, and we're getting this move here. So we're still going to continue to the downside. We're not going to form any structure here, but this can actually still be a 1, 2, but I don't expect this move. I don't expect this move because we're not getting any signs that this is going to reverse anytime soon. Actually, let's have a look here. Looks like we've got divergence here on the daily. Yes, we've got divergence on the daily. So that structure can actually happen. The one that I was saying it will not happen. So let's have a look at this structure. Let's anticipate this structure, but it will be confirmed by a pulse here and a correction, and then we'll look to retest here. Even if we get a reversal here, that does not mean the pound is reversing. It is just making a correction for continuation to the downside. Okay. So that structure can still happen. We're getting divergence on the RSI. Okay, that's the structure we're looking at. So it can still give us a WX. That's what we've been forecasting. So it can still be an expanding flat. Let's remove this here. It can be an expanding flat down here. We can have this as a 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down, and a pulse up and a down. Okay, so our structure is still intact. We can still get it, even if it is broken below here. That is expected. It can break there and still reverse. Okay, so let's see how that goes. For now, you cannot do anything until you get a reaction around this area and then get a structure around this area. So just watch it for now and see what you get. It will get clearer. That's pound. Now looking at US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD is one of the setups that I posted on the trading view, and we expected reversal in the blue box. Look what's happening in the blue box. It just keeps bouncing in that blue box, and now it's making this corrective structure. It looks, if it drops here, I'm going to look to enter here. Okay, it went into the blue box, reversed, went in again, reversed, now going in again, reversed. So let's see if it's going to drop eventually. For it to drop, it needs to close below this. Okay, but if you're taking this trade, you must be careful that this move is not this one. So which means at the same leg as that, you need to move your trade to break even. It's going to be too close, but rather be safe, because if it makes that move, we could be getting a structure like this. 1. So let's look at the red 1. If you look at the red structure there, you've got a pulse, you've got a 1, 2, 3 wave correction, you get a pulse here, then you're going to look for this one down here. If we get a structure like this, that means we're still going to have a move to the upside and then a drop. Okay, let's just switch off here. We're still going to have that move. Okay, but as far as our analysis is concerned, right now we're expecting that reversal will happen there, but we did not get a strong move, pulsing move to the downside with a correction. So there's still a possibility. If it keeps going sideways, it means we're still going to push higher before we get that drop. So let's have a look here at the structure on this leg. So we're looking for this one to be. We're looking for this to be this structure. So we've got 1, 2, 3 waves up. We've got here also another 1, 2, 3 waves up. No, not there. Let me mark the corrective structures here. We've got this one here, you've got that one there, got this one here, expanding flat, expanding flat. Okay, so this is the structure that we have, and to see it clearly, you've got 1, 2, 3 there. You've got 1, 2, 3 there, and here you only had a single pulsing move. So this could make a corrective structure here, the one that I just indicated, and made this last move, which will be the Z before we drop. So what will this structure look like? It will be a W, it will be an X, it will be a Y in yellow, another X, and the last Z. And if it gives you this last Z, then you know this move is only going to go one way and one way only, which is downside. So this is the structure that I showed you here, and how it could play out. 1, 2, 3 there, it could do that, push up, and then drop. Okay, that's the structure that could form there. All right, so for now, if you don't want to miss it, for now you could take this one, but it is not safe, because it could just come here and come back and come back, go and drop, and that will be part of the structure. Okay, so you can choose to wait and get a clearer setup than that, or you can choose to take it, but you need to move your stop loss at around this area. That's US dollar CAD. Let's get on with the rest. US dollar CHF. US dollar CHF is quite interesting. We spoke about how this one moved down with a 5-wave move that you could have missed. This is a 5-wave move one. Let's just look here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but this fifth wave has truncated. So most people would have missed this one here. And this is why you need to think out of the box. So here you get a corrective structure. And here the last move to the downside. Like that. So which means you had an A, like that. You had an A here, and a B there, and a C move, giving you this as A, B, C. So we have been expecting that move. So now we're looking for this correction to have been over. Even though this zigzag looks like it's got a shot like that, is fine. As far as the rules are concerned, the guidelines that we use are concerned, that is acceptable. So you'll have a structure like that. We break out of this structure, we get a nice corrective structure at current levels. We're expecting the DXY to keep pushing higher as well. So if we get that move, it is gonna push up to this level. Okay, so when you get that pullback on the DXY to the downside, this one could be making the pullback here and making the bigger flat correction, and the DXY continues, is done with the correction, then this one pushes higher. So that's why I say you cannot trade the market in isolation. So for now, the information that we have, if we get a corrective structure, any structure that we get here will confirm for us where we're going. As far as the DXY is concerned, we should be getting a move to the upside. The DXY will be completing wave 5. This one will be coming here to retest this top here on the structure. Easy and clear. All right, so that is US dollar chief. Now looking at the rest of the US dollar pairs, let's look at Audi US dollar. So Audi and New Zealand are making those corrective structure after these pulsing moves. We looked at this pulsing move and we said that this is going to start making a correction. If you did not take a trade here, then you still don't understand how this analysis works, because you had a clear flag and a breakout here. So we are simply waiting for this one to give you a clear 3-wave structure. Those who trade harmonic patterns, you could even have a harmonic pattern here. This could reverse at the 78 here and then move like that. Okay, so you don't want to rush into this one here because it is already dropped. So see what you're getting here as a structure. Let's see, we're going to drop a little bit further and see if we're going to get a pulsing move to the upside. So this move could come when the euro starts the pullback. The pullback that we spoke about on the euro in the daily, this could be the move here that you get. All right, so that's Audi US dollar. Let's look at New Zealand. It's got a same structure. Let's check this here. This could be a 3-wave move. Let's see if we get another pullback here in 3 waves. That means that this is going to make a double correction. So you've got a 3-wave move down like that. So remember, this does not have to be a zigzag. I'm only focusing on zigzag because it's the most common one. This can actually push up higher to this level and make a flat correction. Okay, so we just focus a zigzag there. So that is the structure that could happen here. So you need to watch what's going to happen here. So this is the pullback on the euro that could happen. So we still expecting a bit of a push to the downside until we get a pullback in 3 waves. All correlating, and as far as the structure is concerned, this is following structure perfectly. Now let's look at US dollar ZAR. US dollar ZAR also has a very clear structure. And this is the structure. You've got a move down here. Let me change the color, prefer yellow. You've got a move down here. You've got a running flat in the middle. That's your running flat. And you've got a move down in yellow. Okay, I was expecting that this move will push a little bit lower and give us a 3-wave structure. So this is a 3-wave structure that you're getting here. And now we've had this pullback. So as far as the US dollar ZAR is concerned, if we get a corrective structure here, if this one clears this level, then we're going all the way to retest this level. So possibilities are that with the ZAR now, we could come retest this and come back down here and then move. So we are bullish now, even though we did not quite reach the blue box at 13 that we expected. I expected to retest 13 before it goes. So that's fine. If you get this corrective structure here, like this, it's even better. But if you get this one here, you don't leave it, you take it as well, because if it clears this level, and this move is impulsive also. So if it clears this, it could be going all the way. Not good news for the ZAR. So that means the US dollar will be strong against the ZAR. So talking about the dollar index that's going to be strong short term, this will be the move on US dollar ZAR. Okay. People are very quiet today. I hope quiet because everything is good. Right, so this US dollar ZAR, let's move on to the yen pairs, looking at pound JPY. Okay, Brian says everything is good. That's good. So pound JPY. Now, if you look at pound JPY, also we expected that this will come all the way down here. Not only here, I expected it to come and retest this level. It can still come and retest that level, even at this stage. Okay, we had here with the news event, the strong move to the upside, but we're now getting this move. So what will trigger is the structure that we get here. Is this a pullback for upside, or is this a flag here for further downside to at least come retest this level? Let's look here. And as far as this is concerned, this is still looking pretty much downside. We're still looking downside. Okay, that is pound. If you're interested in seeing the daily structure on pound yen, this is it. This is what we're looking at. We've got to move up. We've got to move up in 3 waves. We are looking at this one. So this one could be a move like this. Okay, so it's 3 waves up, 3 waves back, and then a push up higher. Okay, that's on the daily. So pound yen, looking at now US dollar JPY. US dollar JPY, I'll bring this up again when I look at gold, because this is directly inversely correlated to gold. I'm going to go to the 4-hour. If you remember, I said this is going to stop this move here. Focus on this move. When this was dropping here, that is going to stop here. And when it stops here and pushes higher, gold is going to start falling. Now, let's actually bring gold on here now. Let's bring gold. Make 2 screens here, so you can see exactly how we looked at this. If you go watch the videos previously, this is exactly what I said. Gold, let's look for gold here. XAU. Spot on. It's very spot on. At the top, you've got US dollar JPY. I want 4-hour on gold as well. So if you remember the last few webinars, I said on gold, this is what was going to happen. Let's look at this here. Right, I think we are. This is where we are. Peak for peak. This is where we are. Right, so the structure that was forming on US dollar JPY was this 3-wave move. And this is where I said this will stop. And I said when this was still coming up here, I actually said this is gonna push up higher from here. I expected these to break the top, and I did say that it will break it and look like it's going all the way. Okay, now it breaks, it comes back down. So this is what I said. I said it's gonna break the top and it's gonna come down. Now US dollar JPY said it's gonna make a 3-wave structure and push up higher. So even if the currency pairs are correlated, they will be making the same inverse or direct moves, but they will be forming different structures. Here we were looking for this one to just take the top here, because we're looking for a 5-wave structure. I'll show the 5-wave structure on gold, the corrective structure. Remember, when I go to gold, I'm going to show you the 5-wave corrective structure that made me focus that this was going to break up here and move to and push down lower. Okay, we'll show you that. So this is exactly how trading with market correlation works. So you don't trade one single chart individual, because almost all pairs are correlated somehow. It's only the strength of the correlation, it's the strength of the correlation that determines the difference. So some are strongly correlated, some are not so strongly correlated. So that's why we also calculate what you call the correlation coefficient to determine the strength of the currents of the correlation as well. And it is not always the same. It is not always the same. Okay. You'll see I'll also do a correlation between US dollar CAD and oil when we get to it, if I've got time, if I don't run out of time. Okay, so let's carry on with this. Now we're going to look at Euro. Oh no, we're not done with the US dollar JPY, so we're still expecting. We're expecting that now this should, with the dollar index, push a little bit higher, and that will mean gold push a little bit lower. So let's watch what to get in as far as the structure is concerned here. Okay, so that's US dollar JPY. EURJPY, very interesting. Forecasted this move. I think this one is still even here on TradingView. Let's have a look here. I've posted it quite recently. This is the one. This is EURJPY. If you look at EURJPY, I need to show the labelings. So if you look at EURJPY, let me bring it up. I expected it to push higher and then drop. Okay, if we play this, it made another corrective structure at the top before it drops. Let's see. So that's the move. It moved up higher and dropped, corrected in 3 waves and still dropping. So we're still expecting euro to come all the way down to this level. Okay. Only that it did not come in an impulsive move that I expected. I expected it to come in a move similar to this, but that's still fine. It's still coming down in that wave. It's coming down in 3 waves still. I'm looking for it to come to that level. Okay, so that's euro. We're still looking for, that's the current structure. Look for a corrective structure and look to target this area. Clear on the euros. CHJPY, I also have a chart here. I don't know if I updated it when it changed. Let's have a look. This is like CAD. Let's look at Chief. So Chief, let's have a look here. Instead of making only a 1, 2, 3 waves, it made a move down here and made another one, and now we're expecting a drop. Okay, let me see if I didn't update that. I may have updated it on the comments. Let me see if I did. No, I did not update. I did not update, unfortunately. Okay, so this is what happened. We got that drop that we were looking for, but it did not go all the way. It dropped 120 pips. It dropped 120 pips and then pushed up higher. Okay, why was it pushing up higher? We're looking for it to make a Z. It then made a Z. Initially, we thought only a 3-wave move, but then it made a 11-string sequence, and now we're looking for this move. Okay, so WXY in yellow, it gave you another X, it gave you another Y, a Z, and now it's dropping. Simple like that. Does not mean that you were wrong here. You just focused on the 3-wave structure, but it was correcting in 5 waves. Okay, so now it's making a move to the downside. Look for entries. And especially if it gets out of the structure, you confirm that you're going to get that big move to the downside with this target down here. Okay. That's how CHJPY looks. Very interesting one. Let's go to the actual chart here. So that's what it is doing now. We're looking downside. Correction, look for downside. I did update it. I just didn't update the idea on TradingView. I should have done this as soon as it started making this move to the upside. Okay, that's Chief. Audi, more drop. Audi made that pulsing move to the upside, same as Audi US dollar, and made this correction, and now we're dropping in this move. Okay, also here you could get a harmonic pattern, but for now, look for it to drop to the 78% of this whole move. New Zealand, same, made a pulsing move. So we said that they're going to start correcting. This correction we focused it when this one was still, all of these corrections were still pushing higher. So we knew that it was going to make a deeper correction because it made a clear 5-wave structure. Now we're looking for these corrections. Don't know how far this correction are going to go. Maybe you're going to get another one like this, making this a WXY structure, 3-wave structure. Let's see what goes on. For now, you don't have anything. You can just trade this. Clearing this means this could come to this level and make it this 3-wave structure first. Not a big move. Now, CADJPY made a 3-wave pullback. Same thing that it did here, 3-wave pullback, down. Same thing here, 3-wave pullback, expect down again. Correction here, we actually broken below the flag. You can actually take this, I think it's confirmed. Let me just see something here. If we're gonna come down here, something missing, one confirmation is missing. One confirmation is missing for this to be a valid trade to the downside. So wait for it to confirm, rather wait for it to correct like this on the 1 hour. Look for the 1 hour correction like this, then it will confirm everything. And then you're gonna get that. It will be a nice one also for a drop. And that's all the yen pairs. Now looking at the rest of the pound pairs now, let's look at the pound pairs. We had this pullback on the pound. Let's see, if you remember what I said on pound US dollar, it looks like we may make let me bring it up also, because this must be, there must be correlation here. Let's bring it up. I'm going to bring pound US dollar, because you cannot have correlated pairs going different ways unless you've got a clear explanation of what the structures are doing. Okay, so you've got pound CHF on the left hand side, you've got pound US dollar on the right hand side. So we've already made this pulsing move to the upside, and we're making what looks like a corrective structure here. This could make a 3-wave move to the upside before we drop. Pound, I said that this structure, look at this structure, it could make, there's a possibility for it to make an expanding flat. So if it's making an expanding flat, that will be the same move that we're getting here as a pullback on pound CHF. So you see the move here on pound CHF is going up for a different structure. The move here on pound US dollar is going up for a different structure, but it is correlated. They're going to do the same things, even though they're forming different structures. Okay, so here could be an expanding flat or a running flat, because this can turn anywhere now, unless it breaks here. If it breaks here, then it becomes an expanding flat and drops. This one makes a pullback and drops. That's how correlation works. So it's very clear when you've got all the pairs covered, because sometimes you don't know which ones to buy, which ones to sell, because they're correlated. So it becomes complicated when you don't do this. So part of the course is a market correlation seminar where we look at these correlations. All right, that is, let's go back to a single chart now. As pound CHF, let's look for this move. Wait for this confirmation. If it does not come, look for a different structure and see if it's going to be just this, and then we drop with a 3-wave pullback and then down. Because if you look at pound CHF, this drop, I've been forecasting that it's going to keep going down. It's going to keep going down because that's what the structure was giving us. Now it is right at this level. This could also make this pullback from this level. It could also be a 1, 2, 3 move like pound and then down. Let's see. Will be interesting. Let's look at now pound CAD. Pound CAD is it's not clear at all right now. It's just been going sideways. Difficult to see what the structure that is forming here. We've got a move up here, and here looks like, let's have a look here. We've got a move that looks like a 3-wave move here, and then let's see here. This could be another 3-wave move here, but I don't like this pulsing move in the middle there. Let's have a look here. What do I have here? Let's have a look. We've got to move up. We've got to move down. Okay, so this here, we've got a clear 3-wave move here. 1, 2, 3. So this is the internal structure here. So if you've got that, that means this structure and this sequence still needs to do this. We still need to do that and that. Only then will it be complete for further downside. So we're going to need to get another move to the upside. Why will you need to get that move? Because this is a W move, this is an X move, this will be a Y move. Okay, let's switch off the labeling here. See, there's somebody's typing something on the chat box. Why is there only 2 yellow lines? Nathan in our group. So this is a complex B correction. It's a complex B correction. So if you look at it, what I'm doing here, we've got a WXY. So that WXY is the yellow degree. This X here is the yellow degree. The red is a lower degree. And that is a WXY. Internally here, you'll have another degree, which is A, B, C. Okay. Why is there only 2 yellow lines at the start? Yes, it is supposed to be 2 yellow lines, because I just don't have time to explain this right now on the webinars. You need to watch what a complex B wave correction is, because that is a complex B correction. Okay, so you've got 1, you've got 2, and then you've got this correction here in the middle. This correction in the middle is correcting this first move, and then you've got these last 2 lines at the end. So this structure will be complete like this. 1, 2. See, the first 2 lines have started the correction. The next 2 lines have finished the correction, and this part that I've drawn here is not part of the structure, but the part of this move here. Let's show you here. Unfortunately, we cannot explain this. Is what we explain in the course, or you need to watch the or study the theory or read the books. So that is the structure. You've got to move down, you've got a corrective structure, and then move down. Okay, do a bit of reading. Okay, could be a bit, it's actually quite clear when you understand what's going on here. You've got a move and a move. You don't have a correction here. You don't have a correction before these 2 moves until a correction comes in these 3 waves. And then the last move, and then the last move. All right, so that's pound CAD. Pound New Zealand, even though we've got a pulsing move here, let's see here if it's going to do what the other pound pairs are doing and just get a slight pullback. But I'm not convinced that this is the reversal. We've had this whole move with no real big correction and on pound New Zealand. So I'll be expecting that this can actually just be a deeper structure, so that this can have a decent correction for continuation to the downside. Either way, when you get a move and a confirmation here, you take it, get to that level, move to break even. Okay, that's New Zealand, pound New Zealand. What am I missing? I'm missing pound AUD. So pound AUD, same. This one has made a pulsing move. This pulsing move has actually started here and made a 3-wave pullback here. Now we've made what looks like a 3-wave move here. So because the other pound pairs we're expecting upside, we'll expect that this will make a corrective structure here and at least come and retest that level. Okay, that's what we're going to look at on pound AUD. I think that concludes all the pound pairs. Now we can go to the euros. Start with the euro pound. Now, euro pound has done exactly the opposite of what the pound pairs have been doing. So if we just go to the daily here, let's go to the daily on euro. We expected that euro pound will come and take this top here. So that was the WXY move. So we'll expect this to now start dropping. Can you see now that we're expecting a drop on euro pound? So that means there's going to be a slight pullback on the pound pairs, and this will be forming this structure. Okay, this will complete this whole structure here. And if you look at the whole structure on euro pound, this is what we're looking at. We're looking for 1, we're looking for 2, we're looking for 3. Simple. Okay, so it all correlates. Can't come here and you cannot trade the base pair, pound pairs as upside, and then you come here and forecast also upside on euro pound. It will not be correct. Okay, but also it depends on the mover, on the driver of the currency. Okay, that's all that covers the pound, the last pound pair. Now we can look at the euro pairs. Euro New Zealand is similar to pound New Zealand. Looks like it's a bit of a pullback here, but this is only a corrective structure. I don't think this is going down here. This can still push lower. We're still pushing lower. Let's see here. We're still going low. We're still pushing lower. No changes here. No signs for upside. Whatever we get here is only a pullback for further downside. We're looking for continuation to the downside. EURAUD is same. Whatever we're getting here is a passing move. So EURAUD has missed the target by a few pips. So we're expecting this one to make a 1 or 2, and it just came around this level. And that's what we have. And now we're looking for, let's have a look here. We're looking for this one to at least make a 3-wave pullback for now. Let's see what we get. All right, that's EURAUD, EURCHF, EURCHF. Expect further drop to around this level. Only around this level can we expect a pullback that could come and retest that level. Okay. And that's all the euro pairs. Let's look at some of the cross pairs. We looked at this AUDCAD, we looked at the pulsing moves, and we expected that we're going to have corrections. Now we've started the corrections. We expect the smaller degree correction here to complete this, to make a deeper correction here. So when this correction is complete, then we're going to look for upside. So for now, wait for this to make a corrective structure here. Okay, and all these cross pairs are looking similar. Same as New Zealand CAD, we're going to come back to Audi New Zealand. Same as New Zealand CAD, made a pulsing move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We saw these 5-wave moves, 3 waves back, and we expected that it's going to make a deeper 3-wave correction to correct the whole move. Typically, this will end at the 61 before any move to the upside can resume. Okay? To look for entries to the downside. Risky because it's against the trend. The trend is up there. Okay, New Zealand Chief, same. 5 waves up, now correcting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're busy correcting with this move. Okay, we'll update this move as it goes. For now, no, not really anything to trade. We want this to be deep. When it gets around this level, then we'll expect to trade it to the upside. So we just want to pull back after a strong impulse on all these pairs, similar to AUDCHF as well. AUDCHF, also 5-wave move to the upside, and now we're starting a correction to the downside. Another correction, then we'll expect upside. Right, now let's look also at Audi New Zealand. Audi New Zealand, we're expecting it to drop even lower. We're expecting Audi New Zealand to come down to this level. Whatever happens on Audi New Zealand, it's got a pulse here. Even if it makes a 3-wave pullback, we're still expecting it to drop to this level here. Okay, we still expect it to drop. All right, that's Audi New Zealand, and now we can go to the. Then we can look at oil. Let's look at oil. Now, if we look at oil, I said I'm going to bring USD on when we look at oil. So if you look at USD, let's bring them both up and look at the correlation here. Bottom will be USD. Okay. So this correlation between USD and oil. USDCAD, and at the top you've got oil. Let's put both on the 4-hour. Or I'll put it on the daily, both of them on the daily. This one on the daily as well. Put them on the daily and look at this correlation. There we go. So now if you look at correlation, correlation must be peak for peak. Let's see here. They're both going the same direction. Same direction. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So if you look between these 2 points, you will see that oil and USDCAD were making the same moves. You see, there was no inverse correlation. As far as the rest of the structure is concerned, there's always inverse correlation. This one makes a move down. Let's have a look here. Am I looking at this right? Whenever this one makes whenever this one makes upside, this one must always be making downside. Where are we looking at here? This is not right here. Oh yeah, this direct correlation. Supposed to be direct correlation. So what I'm looking at is areas where we've got inverse correlation between USDCAD. Actually inverse correlation. So I'm looking for areas where these makes the same moves. Okay, so strong oil means weak USDCAD. So you see here we've got a downside, we've got upside. So this is how it should always work. Whenever you've got an up here, you must be getting it down here. But if you look at here, you are getting an up here as well. So even here you are getting up. Okay, this is inversely correlated as it should. This one was making a down move. This one was going sideways. This one was making upside, was making upside. So it's okay here. But you do find areas like here. This is actually what I wanted to show, that you do find areas where these are going in the same direction, even if they are inversely correlated. That's why you need to keep calculating the correlation coefficient. Now, the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I'm focusing that USDCAD, we wanted it to drop, but oil here it looks like it's correcting and may have another drop to the downside. So it is possible even if these are correlated. Okay, even if these are correlated, they can go the same direction, because typically, because these are supposed to be inversely correlated, if I was expecting USDCAD downside, I should be expecting that oil should reverse here. Okay, so let's see what's going to confirm first between oil and USDCAD, and we'll get a clear confirmation in terms of this trade here. Okay, so oil, we're looking at this structure to see if it's a continuation pattern for downside. So nothing can be done until this structure confirms. Right, now let's move on to the indices. Back to a single chart. Indices, nothing has changed as far as our analysis is concerned. We're still expecting them to complete the current corrective structures. Nothing has changed exactly as forecasted. If you remember, when this was making this move up, and we're only just talking about this because this is only the recent one. I said all the indices are going to reverse around this area and come back here and retest the previous low here. And that is still the expectation. Expecting this one here to start moving, making a move there, because that will be a simple three-way move right there. And here we've got 1, 2, 3 in the middle there. You can even mark this correction, the different color like this. So it's a move down, correction, and a move down. Okay, what is this move? It's a WXY move. Somebody's typing something on the box. What about gold and silvers? Oh, thank you for reminding me. We'll do gold and silver just now. Thank you for reminding me. I would have missed it. Right, so that is S&P 500 push. We're expecting this to drop a little lower before we get any move to the upside. Okay, so let's just move one back to gold and silver, guys. Sorry, I missed those. So gold, as I said, remember when you get to gold, the structure that I was looking at when I was showing correlation between gold and USDCAD. So gold, we were looking at this 1, 2, 3, 4, and when you got to this level, we're expecting that we're going to get this to come and break the top here. After breaking the top, so we're going to expect this move or the structure to drop here, drop all the way down before we get a move to the upside. Why are we looking for that to drop? Because we're looking at this as a 1, it's a 2, it's a 3, it's a 4, and there's a 5. So we still want 5 before we push higher. Simple as that. That's why I have not been looking for gold to go up from here. Only way gold will go from here is if this is a diagonal. If it is a diagonal, even if it makes a diagonal, for it to go up, it will not leave you because it will have to give you a corrective structure like that. Okay, that will be a 1, there will be a 2, and it will still push up higher. So it doesn't really matter. As far as it's going now, you cannot really trade this. This is not a good move to trade to the upside. When you make a move like that, all gains are retraced. Make a move, all gains are retraced. Make a move. This is frustrating. So you want a move that pushes up, that's quick like this. So it is not gonna go down as yet. I'm still expecting this to drop. Okay, that's gold and silver. Same. So silver, we made this move to the upside. We made this corrective structure here, 1, 2, 3. If you look here, somebody was asking about why did I make 2 lines in the previous degree. This is another good example of that. Let's put this in the 4-hour. It's another good example of how structure works here. And you can see it clearly also on silver. It's the same thing. So here you see you've got 1, 2, 3 up. Now you get a move here. You're going to get 1 line first. You're going to get this structure. And after that, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, because that's the structure in the middle. And after that, you get that last structure down. So which means this is a move, and we're expecting this one to make this move. 1, 2, 3. Is this complete? Are we done now? Is this a bigger sort of running flat? And we're now going to come down. If we get a corrective structure here, it could be going down with gold as well. Okay, so that's the structure that we'll be looking at. What will this structure be? It will be a WXY structure, and internally here you'll have A, B, C in red, and internally here you would have A, B, C in green. If you were to be strict with the degrees, A, B, C in green. You could go on and on labeling this when downgrading the time frames until where you want to see. So as far as I'm concerned, well, this is all I want to see. If we get a corrective structure here, we are dropping. Wait for this corrective structure and wait for entry there. All right, that is silver and gold. So go back to the indices. Let's carry on with the Dow now. So the Dow is similar to S&P 500, exactly the same structure. So saying all of this, we focused that they were going to push a little bit higher from these levels. I was actually expecting a tag of this top, even if it didn't, and then a retest of this. Because if it does that, then that's a move, like this 3-wave move, and then we're going to look for this to push higher. Okay, that is the Dow, and the Nasdaq is similar. Let's look at the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is making a slightly different structure than the others, but the correlation is there, but it's just a slight different in structure. You've got a running flat here. This will also drop a little bit lower, but it will be dropping with this move, making this a 3-wave structure here. And then we'll expect, like the other indices, like the S&P 500, to make this move. Okay, that is Dow, Nasdaq, and the S&P 500. Now let's look at the UK 100. UK 100. This could be a 3-wave pullback. 3-wave pullback, and we're still continuing to the downside with the rest of the indices. So a 3-wave pullback looking like a flag. We're looking for more further downside. No indication of a reversal there. All right, this is now the Dow. Somebody's asking a question here. Let's see. USD TRY say, I don't know if I'm gonna have time for US dollar TRY. Let's have a look. Let's see. Maybe I can do it offline, off record. Let's have a look. Now, Nikkei, same. Let's look at a bigger picture. Nikkei's got one of the clearest structures. If you look at a Nikkei, you've got 1, 2, 3 wave move down. 1, 2, 3 waves move up. 1, 2, 3 waves down. So we're looking for downside here. Simple corrective structure like this. Simple WXY structure, and then we'll look for this to push higher. Okay. That's a correction. That's a correction. Okay. So this will be completed when this breaks out of this structure here. And then we'll be looking for downside, for upside from that area. For now, you're looking for continuation to the downside. We forecasted that it's going to come break here and reverse. So that's still the case. That's what we're expecting. That's the Nikkei, the DAX. DAX also still showing continuation to the downside. This could just be a pullback. Even if it does this, it will be a 3-wave up. We still expect continuation to the downside with the rest of the indices. Okay. And the Nifty, lastly, the Nifty. The Nifty is going slightly different with the rest. 1, 2, 3, expanding flat there. We expected this move to the upside. Now it made a pullback. It's making this one. So the Nifty, you're still going to push up higher. At least be up to that level, making this 3-wave move to the upside. So Nifty still bullish. Opposite of what the other cryptos are doing right now. The correction has already started even here. So this could be pushing up around that level. Okay, that is the Nifty. And lastly, that Sun Pharmaceutical stock that we've been tracking. As I said, this one will keep dropping every time you get corrective structures, you keep selling it. Now we've got to move up here. This is only going to be a 3-wave pullback, and then we're still going to keep dropping. Okay, this is the Indian stock that we are tracking for one of our Indian traders who prefers to trade Indian stocks in our group. So I do this just to assist him. So this is Sun Pharmaceutical stock on the NSE stock exchange. That's all I had for you guys tonight. Have a great week and good luck. Once again, stay safe during the holidays. We'll see you again next year. It was a great year. It was nice spending time with you guys during this webinar on Sundays. I hope you learned something, and there will be more to learn in the next year. Don't forget, if you're still interested in the course or the material, send me an email and you'll get all the information. Have a great start to 2019, and see you guys then. Cheers. Bye-bye.